There's a clip that went around recently. A basketball news anchor was talking to a basketball reporter who was sitting on the court before the game and asked him about the status of a player for that night's game. Normally, this type of question gets a well-formed, formalized answer. In this case, the reporter took a second after hearing the question and said, "Let me ask him." So he turned around to look for the player. Spotting the player, he asked, "Jamichael, you playing tonight?" The player shook his head before getting back to pregame practice. The news anchors laughed in surprise at the bluntness of the reporter's actions. I think there's something to learn here. Going directly to a person for an answer to a question about them is funny. It was logical, too logical for some people, as if it shouldn't be that simple. We have reached a place in society where we have valued certain things over honest communication, whether it's competitive advantage or people's feelings. It's unusual to hear how athletes actually feel after a game, and if they do say how they feel, sometimes they get fined for it. What's the point of an interview if you already know the answer someone's going to give? We've created the idea of saying the right thing and placed that over the truth. How are you doesn't actually get anything of substance for most people. You have to ask, how are you really? We have broken communication to the point where the truth is a surprise. But wait, there's more. Because not only is the truth a surprise, but lies are more easily believed because people don't know what the truth sounds like. You want a real-life example of that? Consider that global leaders continue to trust a pathological liar despite how blatant his lies are. Lies are accepted as if we can't do or expect any better. You don't practice honest communication, and we wonder why societal relations are falling apart. There are many questions you can ask about this reality. The 5 W's, how, and any other question you can think of. But we'll focus on why. The actual answer to why is easy. It's convenient. I already have a spoken word about that, though. The real question is, what does this false communication do for us? The truth is nothing of value. It just encourages generalized dishonesty and misleading of each other, to the point where it becomes hard to tell your actual friends that you're having a bad day, because you guys have never had a difficult discussion, because you've always avoided conflict. You've always gone with it, so you end up going with all this pain right to your grave because you never knew how to live with the truth. A question that has always blown my mind is, how do I tell someone I like them? As if the sentence "I like you" doesn't exist. We are so used to running circles around our feelings that we get dizzy when we actually stop to address them. Eventually, these feelings go stronger until they encircle us, practically squeezing the truth out of us. And even then, some of us would rather choke on the truth and literally die than just spit it out and save yourself from yourself. Another phrase that makes me laugh is, you know what I mean. People don't generally ask questions about things they understand. If we knew what you meant, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If something is that easy to say, just say it. In my intramural flag football championship game, there was a play that ended with one ref awarding a first down and another ref not giving the first down. Immediately, the sideline went into an uproar, insisting that the first down ruling was valid. Having seen 2 different rulings, I knew that there needed to be a conversation, but I seemed to be the only person who had that opinion. Despite a clear discrepancy, people would rather go forward with a potential lie instead of taking the time to communicate. I told the ref on the sideline to go and talk to the other ref because I knew there would be a problem otherwise. After hesitating for about 30 seconds, they finally talked it out anyway. Communication is now a backup plan and not a first action. And when people finally communicate, transparency and honesty usually takes a back seat because being vulnerable is difficult and people don't want to handle the truth. My world history teacher told me that 99% of historical events happen because of money. I'm convinced a lot of our problems also tie back to communication. Friendships and businesses end because conversations were misunderstood or never even happened in the first place. So much pain and destruction comes from poor communication. People die because presidents don't know how to talk to each other. If we decide to put all of our walls down and just talk, our relationships in this world would be a lot better. People listen to podcasts, watch videos, read books about how to better themselves, their relationships, their careers. The key to a lot of that is just to talk. It's that easy. Maybe it is too easy.